NASCAR may be racing ahead in LGBTQ plus support, but Formula One has hit the brakes. When it comes to LGBTQ plus support, people don't generally think about motorsports. Queer News Tonight has previously reported on driver Bubba Wallace and his #Black Lives Matter car. NASCAR is also home to the openly gay drivers Devin Rouse and Zach Herron, and last year released a Pride merchandise line that included shirts and phrases like "Yes, car!" I love that. I think it's so clever. The National Hot Rod Association includes an openly gay drag racer named Travis Shoemake, who drives a car sponsored by Grindr. The International Automobile Federation seems to have noticed these racers and their cars, and they aren't happy about it. Formula One's governing body president, Mohammed Ben Sulayem, said on Tuesday that drivers cannot use their cars for a personal agenda, and that drivers must get written authorization to make political, religious, and personal statements on their cars. In a statement to reporters, the director said, quote, "We are concerned with building bridges. You can use sport for peace reasons. But one thing we don't want is to have the FIA as a platform for private, personal agendas. We will divert from the sport. What does the driver do best? Driving. They are so good at it, and they make the business, they make the show, they are the stars. Nobody is stopping them. There are other platforms to express what they want. Everybody has this, and they are most welcome to go through the process of the FIA to go through that," end quote. It's an interesting contradiction, because I'm always suspicious when someone says, we believe in free speech, but not free speech. And that's essentially what they're saying on the imaging of the cars.
Yes.
We're uncomfortable with the messaging on the cars of Black Lives Matter, or perhaps the Grindr logo, or whatever it might be in terms of what they are thinking is objectionable to them. And my number one complaint of the statement is that it's completely okay. We're completely okay. We're completely okay, but we just don't want to see it.
Yeah.
And that's
right.
exactly what Ron DeSantis says in our schools.
How do you look at and make the decision that a tobacco company is on the hood of your car, which is a business, and Grindr is on the hood of your car, and it's a business?
That's exactly
it's so it's hypocritical to say we're gonna take one, but we're not going to take the other, because
right.
now you're deciding what you believe is right, and so it's not free speech.
I mean, the timing is suspicious also, for me personally. Okay, we all know that Bubba Wallace was at the front end of trying to ban the Confederate flag from being flown on the cars, right? And so, okay, that was passed, and that made sense. Okay, that was awful to see that flag go around that racetrack over and over. And now it just so conveniently, now we don't want you to put your views on your car. I mean, come on.
The good news is that there's a conversation about it, and 5 years ago there would be no conversation about LGBT at all. So we've at least cracked the door open to make them have a debate with us. That's the upside to it.
Yeah, and to be fair, it's a different organization. Formula One is governed by a different body than NASCAR. So the ones that were going along with Bubba Wallace and got Confederate flags banned, that's NASCAR, and they are, I can't believe I'm saying this, they are the progressive ones.
Wow! NASCAR,
yeah.
That's a bullseye. NASCAR is progressive.
That's crazy.
But what this reminds me of is that condescending, if so, pass it over. But no, this is reminding me of that condescending statement that Laura Ingraham said a few years ago when LeBron James was really leading the charge in professional sports, at least here in America, when she said, "Shut up and dribble." It was condescending then, and it's condescending now. And the fact that these people are trying to limit the speech and limit what people say just kind of shows the difference in attitude from the elite sports, because F1 is mainly a European sport. It's really popular in Europe. They are it's like soccer. It's really it's a whole different world over there. Or polo, yeah. So them saying that doesn't surprise me that much, but it draws a stark comparison.
And let's be clear, like he said, they make the business. They are the stars, right? They would not be making money if it weren't for these racers, so they need to treat them with a little bit more respect. This reminds me of back in Yale 2020 when I worked for Starbucks. There was, and we saw this resurgence of Black Lives Matter protests. There was, if you guys don't remember, Starbucks actually tried to that so long ago. Starbucks actually tried to ban their employees from wearing Black Lives Matter shirts or any other anything that else that said Black Lives Matter because it was a political statement. They got crazy backlash. They actually wound up giving us all free Black Lives Matter shirts that they made themselves as a result because they got such severe backlash for not letting us wear our own.
Did it have a Starbucks logo on it?
Oh, of course it did.
Of course it did.
Am I before we move on to South Florida gay news, am I the only one that questions the fact that Formula One is classified as a sport? I don't know. I'm not sure it's a sport.
You're going to get hate mail for that one.
I grew up in the shadow of the Indianapolis 500 Motor Speedway, so...
Isn't that the point that I just made? No. All right. LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Lara are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.